What is the deal, YouTube? Ooh, I'm a little tight right now. I'm trying to zoom this out. There we go. What is the deal, YouTube? About to go grab myself some Chipotle and get prepped up. I was doing a little bit of research for the night. Just kind of going over some stock charts. We called out a super banger on QQQ today. What was it? From 515 all the way down to 512 is what I initially called, but it actually ended up touching 511. So more than expected, as usual. I always like when that happens. If you guys banked on that, cool. If you didn't, simply keep up with the next play. And yeah, so the market did pretty good. I will be updating what I'm looking for over the next week. Right now we're in the second week of November, and we'll just kind of go from there. But one of the, I guess you could say, the biggest elephant in the room right now is freaking Bitcoin. My goodness. Let me check them out right quick. Let me see. So Bitcoin literally cracked 89,000, bro. Last time I checked. When I did my first video, they were at 81,000. In a day, literally cracked 7,000 in a day, which was insane. Oh shit. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me see here. Bitcoin is at, so far Bitcoin is at 88,000. I didn't come up with a list, which kind of sucks. I'll probably end up dropping my list here soon, but I will be dropping a list as far as like the best performers that I'm going to be looking for in 2025. Bitcoin definitely is on that list. A lot of people know that. It's kind of like a do. But there's a few other stocks that I did some TAs on that I'm looking at that I feel like will definitely bring some good profits for investors. And Bitcoin literally cracked freaking $9,000 in one day. I thought that was super impressive. If you guys are Bitcoin holders, let me know. I remember it's crazy. I had the opportunity to buy 2 Bitcoins back in 2020, but decided to invest into a different sector, whatever. But if you guys are Bitcoin, long-term Bitcoin holders, or even got a portion of the Bitcoin rally, kudos, man. Hopefully you guys are banking hard. I guess you could say my target, like I was having this conversation with one of my guys. He was talking about he wanted to invest about $1,500 into Bitcoin, and I was like, he said, what do you think about like the profit margin and price targets and how would that all work out? And I would tell him, like I would tell anybody else, like the thing is that when you look at now, Bitcoin is getting into deep water as far as like, or I guess you could say not deep water, but we are getting very high, right? Getting ready to crack the atmosphere and jet out to space, right? So I would say this, man, Bitcoin is a great asset. It's a vehicle that you can just put your money in and it's just going to drive, right? It's been doing that over the last decade. And we can almost assume that it's going to do the same thing over the next decade. Assumption. With $1,500, Bitcoin has to do something so incredible to where that $1,500 is going to make any kind of sense. Because the thing is that you're not going to get rich with $1,500. Like I think I did the math. Even if Bitcoin got to $1 million, you're not going to get rich with $1,500. You would have to really play with some big numbers in order for Bitcoin to have a crazy reflection in your account. So when you take that into consideration and you say, well, okay, where would you invest $1,500 and where can you get a bang for your buck? That is the question. Where would you get a bang for your buck at? And the answer, in my opinion, and this is just kind of what I study a lot on, and I'm going to Chipotle, not fries. Hold on. Typically with me, I look at different assets, right? You have let me see, there you go. You have many other different assets that you can invest your money in if you're only dealing with a small budget like $1,500. Not an entire it's not a huge chunk of cash, but it's a decent amount to play with. And the goal is how can I get a bang for my buck if I want to invest? I won't go into too many of the details, but some of the assets that I like, I mean, you have Tesla. Tesla's getting very expensive. I mean, people didn't, I don't think too many people were talking about Tesla when Tesla was at $110. Now we're at $350. So that kind of makes you think to yourself, like, did you miss the boat in that area? And then you say, well, in the next 5 years, how much Tesla can go up to if we're already at, hence, I love this camera, man. This camera's beautiful. If we're already at 350, you ask yourself, for the next 5 years, we've ran $150 so far over the course of 2024. How much more can Tesla run, and how much can $1,500 get me if I plan on investing $1,500 into Tesla? The thing is that Tesla has to go to $800 for that number to make a lot of sense, because if it doesn't get up to $800 to $1,000, it just won't be a lot, you know what I mean? So let's see here. So you have Tesla, you have Nvidia, you got your Coinbase, you got your MicroStrategies. You just have a full list. Give me a to go, please. Can I get light brown rice? Alright, cool. Secured the bag. This place is pretty cool. But yeah, my thing is that I'm still waiting on Bitcoin to be adopted as far as like everyday use. Now I understand that the value of Bitcoin changes drastically. But then also too, the theory of Bitcoin, getting to its peak and staying to its mature price, it's an interesting conversation to have, right? Because essentially we want Bitcoin, I mean, when it gets to the point of no return where it's at the price that is going to be forever, how do we understand the value of what it has when it comes to exchanging? If anybody can answer that question for me.